In 2020, I actually signed up for over 15 bogus small business loans. And since I'm already going to jail, it's time to tell my side of the story. Now, this scam started out like any other good scam. An error from the government, an opportunity for me.
Man is accused of lying about his business, saying it had hundreds of employees with an average monthly payroll of nearly $3 million. But federal investigators say none of that was true.
I'm trying to reach Money Ain't a Problem Entertainment.
Oh, Alexa. Okay.
Is that you?
No, it isn't. He's at work.
We went to this Gwinnett County home looking for a company that received more than $22,000 in federal Paycheck Protection Program payments. We couldn't find Money Ain't a Problem Entertainment registered with the Georgia Secretary of State or active online. He received a PPP loan, and we can't find any record of the business existing. So I'm just trying to understand what it is.
Whoa, see, I don't know.
I can't go to jail, Mom.
I understand.
So,
Bessie, you have to go. I don't know what's going on, but you can't fight it.
I just got off the phone with the lawyer. He's telling me the best options that I have are to turn myself in.
When the corona happened, a lot of people ran into some money. A lot of people ran into what they call licks, 20,000 or 10,000, and they splurged. They spent money on designer, foreign cars. They was buying $700 wigs. They was buying $2,000 dogs. And now that all that money dried up, they ain't going back to work. Why? Because they feel bad. They feel somebody gonna talk about them because they just had all this money. That's the same reason people caring about what other people think instead of their family, instead of building.
What up, everybody? I am the Mademoiselle, and this is my channel. Thank you guys so much for being here. Y'all already know I'm coming off of a break. Shout out to those of you guys who sent me the most kindest messages in my time of distress. I'm just not mentally doing well, to be quite honest with you. But 2 weeks of no filming and no editing was driving me more insane. I honestly, this was my first break that I've took ever since I started taking this channel serious. So I'll say maybe in the past 4 or 5 years. Every time I say I'm taking a break, I'm still editing, I'm still planning, I'm still doing things behind the scenes. But this time I took a full-blown break. The only thing I did was answer emails. So I will say thank you guys so much for still remaining on the Patreon, checking in on me, leaving all those kind messages. I appreciate it more than anything. But let's get back into it. As you guys can tell by today's title, we're going to be talking about the PPP program. I know a lot of you guys clicked on this and you I knew they was about to get caught up. Child. Hey, okay, the shit is hitting the fan. And I was low-key oh, when I saw that everything was really starting to unravel the way it was. Because if you guys are not aware of the PPP program, or you are not from the United States, the PPP loan or business program stands for Paycheck Protection Program. And it was something that was established in the beginning of the pandemic to keep businesses afloat. Now, of course, it was called a PPP loan. However, the strongest selling point for applying for this was that you did not have to pay the loan back. I don't know why they didn't just call it a PPP grant, but it doesn't really matter because a lot of people ran. Okay, I'm talking about sprinted. Okay, they did not waste no time with applying for these loans. And I'm not talking about legitimate business owners that had legitimate expenses that literally needed this loan. I'm talking about scammers. Okay, scammers jumped at the opportunity to get PPP loans fraudulently. Let's take a look.
In the wake of the COVID-19 outbreak, numerous Americans lost their jobs, resulting in a significant rise in unemployment applications. This also led to some people attempting to exploit the system for benefits they were not eligible for.
I think it's a righteous use of your federal tax dollars to go after these people.
We dug through thousands of pages of PPP data and found that more than 553,000 PPP loans were handed out in Georgia, totaling more than $24 billion just in Georgia.
Message here.
If you cheat the American taxpayers, we're going to find you.
And we will.
He says it doesn't matter how small the dollar amount of the potential fraud.
We're going to look at every single case. Some of the smaller cases have led us to bigger cases.
This is one of those cases Estes is prosecuting. Decula resident Ashley Parker allegedly submitted more than 24 fraudulent applications for COVID relief, adding up to $2 million. Prosecutors charged she spent part of those illegal proceeds on plastic surgery, including breast augmentation and liposuction. Hi, it's Justin with Channel 2. I'm trying to reach Ashley. Hello?
Get off my porch, man, if I put something on both of y'all.
Now imagine waking up and finding out that there is a list and your name is on that motherfucker and you might be going to jail for something you did years ago. So if you took that loan out and you weren't sure if you had a warrant out for your arrest, there's a list for you to go find out. You might want to do that. One of the worst things about this, people took this money 4 years ago. So imagine thinking, yes, I got away with stealing money from the government. Well, you didn't. It just took them a while to come after you, but they had all the records for everything that you did. There's paper trail, which pointed out two things to me: how desperate some people were back in those times, and also the lack of common sense to know not to fuck with the government. And what's really sad, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all spent the money on some bullshit that wasn't even worth it to begin with.
Honestly, I don't know what's crazier. The fact that people thought that they could defraud the government during a international wide panoramic, or the fact that people have the nerve and audacity to be talking about the fact that they did this on TikTok and other social media platforms and like literally just, oh yeah, I got caught up and I'm going to jail, so let's talk about it. Like, have you no shame? Can we bring back shame? Parce que ça va faire sens. Like, if I'm going to do something illegal, I ain't telling nobody, all right? Because I'm not trying to get caught. Even if I got caught, I'm going on vacation. I don't need nobody knowing I'm going to jail. Like, this shit don't make no sense to me. Like, it's absolutely insane.
In 2020, I actually signed up for over 15 bogus small business loans. And since I'm already going to jail, it's time to tell my side of the story. Now, this scam started out like any other good scam. An error from the government, an opportunity for me. There was a form that you could fill out online and it would ask you 3 questions. It would ask you, do you own a small business? You would check yes. Then it would ask you if you want $10,000. You check yes. And then it would say, do you promise you own a small business? And then you check yes again and boom, 10,000 bucks. Now this process was like taking candy from a baby. So once I got the 10,000, I did the right thing and I told everyone I knew about. Now at first people were skeptical. They said, Drake, what do you mean you just answered 3 questions and then $10,000 appears in your account? But I assured them it was legit. So next thing you know, I was signing everybody up. I was taking their information, signing up for this loan, and then I was giving them $50 out of the $10,000. And until things went wrong, like really, really, really wrong, everybody was happy. And to be honest, no problems really occurred until they realized that, hey, maybe this Drake guy isn't a trapdoor salesman. Now in my defense and everyone else's defense who had taken this opportunity, what else were we supposed to do? Big Brother had came down, locked us down, and told us we couldn't make any money. We were just doing what we had to do. I'm just glad I got to come on here and tell my side of the story. It's been real, and I will see you in 3 to 6 years.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about jail no more, so let me answer these questions. I'm just going to tell as much of the story as I can. I didn't see all the questions from the previous videos, but yes, I went to jail for unemployment fraud. My exact charge was it was grand larceny, and it was because they was trying to bring several charges. It was grand larceny, and it was also an attempt to gain more unemployment money through fraudulent behaviors.
Update on the PPP warrant. So I didn't think that it was real at first because it's been about 3 years since I did mine. And man, I'm gonna take my lick because at the end of the day, I knew what I was doing when I did it. I knew that it was a possibility that, everything could go sideways. I see a lot of comments, people got negative shit to say. They want to say, oh, you committed fraud, you knew what you was doing whenever you did it. And I get that, I get it, it's all good. But at the end of the day, man, every time somebody going through a negative situation in their life, y'all want to add negativity to the negative situation as if it's not already negative enough. And most people don't understand, when we was doing our thing, man, shit, it's hard out here. A lot of people don't understand, man. I'm already a convicted felon. You know, I did damn near 8 years, 7 years and 9 months to be exact. And shit hard. And so I'ma just take my lick on the chin, man.
I just got off the phone with the lawyer. He's telling me the best options that I have are to turn myself in. Like, what did I do to deserve this?
Okay, we're looking at a few things here. We got bank fraud and we got wire fraud. Now, penalties can include up to 30 years. Now, if you turn yourself in, that's 15. We probably can lower that if you cooperate to maybe 10 or 8 years.
Cooperate?
Well, you said there were a couple of people involved. If you maybe wanted to state names or something like that.
Too many people out there that are trying to rally for these people going to jail, probably because they know they're going to jail too, saying, oh, wow, why would you guys celebrate people going to jail? Honestly, it's always a good fucking day when a scammer gets caught. I do not care. Even though technically the victim here is the federal government, technically it's not. It's all of us because our tax money goes into all of these various programs. I don't understand why anyone would be defending these people that committed fraud, and a lot of these defenses and all of these responses are like, oh, well, you know, like, what about the government employees that did it? What about the big businesses? You need to understand most government, well, I don't know. I won't speak for them, but a majority of business owners have legitimate expenses. You don't know what their pockets look like. Some of the biggest companies you know right now are struggling due to COVID. Okay. Even though this was for small businesses, like if you wasn't a small business, you're not included what I'm saying. But you understand what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of people you think making money, but they really not. They really are hurting and they have the documents to back it up. Like maybe they were making 10 million, now they're making 1 million. I know that's still a fuck ton of money, but that's still considered a loss. You need to understand it doesn't matter what me or you sees as, oh, that's a lot of money. At the end of the day, if somebody was operating at I don't know, $2 million a month and now they're making 500,000. Yes, still a lot, especially for you and me. That's a fuck ton. I could live very well off that. For somebody that's not used to that or somebody that literally can show a business loss like due to COVID, they are going to be approved for that loan. That's just how it works. Like at the end of the day, whether we're talking about business funding, the PPP loan, whatever the case may be, if you can show that you've shown a loss or have had a loss in terms of COVID, like you were able to get that. I don't agree with like these legitimate celebrities that we know ain't hurting, got that shit, right? And you know, ordinary people are out here getting locked up and all of that extra shit. However, fraud is fraud, scamming is scamming, and wrong is wrong. And if you're going to have that type of, you know, moral high ground, it has to be like that across the board. At the end of the day, I don't really give a fuck about what celebrities do. That's why I don't really talk about celebrities. I talk about scams and how I don't want you guys to get caught up in scams. In regard to what the big companies do and politicians, whatever, hopefully they come after their asses too. At the end of the day, if you fraudulently got something like that and our tax money paid for it, you need to get that shit back or you need to get locked the fuck up because that's crazy. Legitimate business owners were not able to get this and that's not right. It's not fair at all. And to add insult to injury, the fact that there were so many people out there getting this shit and just blowing it on nonsense like designer and houses and plastic surgery, like, come on, bro. Like the fact that anyone could sit there and be like, oh, well, why would you be happy? Like, okay, but it's not like they were doing Robin Hood shit. Okay, it's not like they were setting up food pantries for people that couldn't feed themselves during COVID. It's not like they were putting money into some sort of mental health services for those that wanted to off themselves. It's not like they were doing anything productive for humankind. So stop defending niggas that don't even fucking know you. Because like now, this is not what we're about to do. What's really crazy about this is a lot of the people who you understand, the people that was out here scamming and got these PPP loans were not legitimate business owners. They sat there, they made LLCs and all other types of business entities in order to qualify for this loan, lied about documents, lied about the EIN, lied about having employees, lied about so many different things. Meanwhile, there were so many legitimate businesses out there that applied and only got a couple $1,000s, couldn't approve for it for whatever reason. So it's just insane. And I will say that the process to get a PPP loan was insanely quick. All you really had to do was like put in your name, put in your business name, like, are you a business owner or not? And then you got it. I will say I get pissed off every single time I think about the fact that I did not apply for this. I have 2 legitimate businesses. And at the time I had 2 employees and I could have legitimately used that shit. But I will say I didn't want to be caught defrauding the government because, to be quite honest with you, I was making the most money during COVID. My shit started to fall apart after the pandemic. So I'll say maybe like 2023, 2024. That's when life started getting a little rough for me. So I felt like me applying for it, I would have got caught up in some shit. But now that I think about it, probably not. Because it was legit. I mean, like my I don't know. I feel like, yeah, my expenses were being affected by COVID, but it wasn't something that I was going to be able to see until later down the line. And by that time, the program was done. So it's just like, it really is insane to me. Like, there's so many people that got that PPP loan. Like, I know people who personally got that PPP loan and they got it off of fraud. Like, they literally sat here and was like, yo, I got this business. It's been 8 years. And that, like, y'all, it's insane. Hey, y'all, just to let you know that there is a list out there with everyone that took out a PPP loan. It doesn't mean that if you're on this list, you have a warrant. If you did everything right, you didn't lie or whatever case, maybe you should be fine. But unfortunately, there is a large amount of those PPP loans that were taken out fraudulently in terms of people using other people's names to do it. Because obviously they knew they was bullshit. It's actually smart now that I think about it. Like, I respect the grind, I respect the hustle, but this is just a little bit out of hand at this point. Like, y'all really thought that y'all could defraud the government. Like, eventually, it doesn't matter if it took 1 year, 2 years, 10 years. There's no statute of limitations on fraud. Okay, they're going to get you eventually. Additionally, please understand that if they didn't catch you today, they're more than likely going to catch you tomorrow or the next day or the next day. So if you got that PPP loan fraudulently under false pretenses, under someone else's name, they're going to find you. Again, there is a list that you can check. I'm going to link it down below. I need to check if my name is on there because I know I did not get one at all. Like, I should have, but I didn't. And one of my biggest regrets is that I didn't. But definitely make sure you guys go check that out. I want to hear down below, do you know anybody who has applied for a PPP loan? I'd love to hear your comments down below because, to be quite honest with you, I find it absolutely ridiculous that there were legitimate business owners that couldn't get it, and these people got away with getting large sums of money. And to add insult to injury, there was a lot of people that went in for a second time to go and apply for this PPP loan. What I find really jarring, but I mean, I guess, is the fact that there were celebrities that applied for these as well. We have Chris Brown, Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, okay? Like, the fact that any of the Kardashian hoes would even think that it made sense to apply for this is wicked. But I will say, in the defense of business in a general sense, no matter how much money you're making, I do feel like a majority of businesses took a hit during the pandemic. But at the same time, it's like, come on now. Like, a lot of these people were sitting here still having concerts, still selling merchandise or selling, you know, clothing stuff or like doing all types of shit to keep their business afloat. So it's just insane. Like, child.
Did you know that Tom Brady, Kanye West, Jay-Z, Reese Witherspoon, and Khloe Kardashian took out PPP loans during the pandemic? I guess they needed a little help from the government. Let's go over and see how much they took out. Kanye West's loan amount was $2 to $5 million. He wanted to help his 106 employees. His valuation on the business that took out the loan is $3 billion. I don't know, Kanye. I think the first day on interest for you could have paid your employees. Just a thought. Khloe Kardashian, like you don't have enough, but that's okay. You could take more from us. We're okay. The loan amount was $1 to $2 million. The valuation on the business that she applied for the loan, $40 million. Gotta help out a girl. Come on. Help them out. Reese Witherspoon, hi Reese. Loan amount, $350K to $1 million to help 44 employees. In 2021, Miss Witherspoon made $400 million. So you could get a little help from the government. It's okay. I understand. I've been there. Jay-Z, his loan amount was $2.4 million. Hey, it's all right. You're in enough trouble. Tom Brady, dude, what's up? He took out $960,000. Guess how much was forgiven? $972,000 because they included the interest.
You know, one thing I realized, right, especially growing up Haitian-American, is the fact that Americans are privileged as fuck. Like, We might be struggling and we might be having our own personal hardships, and I will never take away from that because I have my own personal hardships. However, the fact that we can sit here and justify or think it's okay for anyone to get like grants and loans of millions of dollars when they're practically already millionaires is insane to me. The fact that a lot of us complain about like minuscule shit, like argue over like, well, yeah, this person owes me $500, right? Yes, $500 is a lot to a lot of people, but when you compare $500 in the US compared to like $500 in Haiti, $500 in Nigeria, $500 in Nepal, $500 in any Indian country, I just be sitting there like, yeah, like we're privileged as fuck, bro. Like people just be throwing money at anything. Like, especially when I see these videos with these romance scams and these people like, yeah, you know, I spent $7,000 on this girl. I think she's a catfish. Oh, I sent him $50,000 and I have no more retirement. And I'm like, that money could have went to so much. Like there's people in your personal life that are struggling and you wouldn't even give them $1. There is so many organizations out there trying to push for a cause. Organizations that are closing every single day because they do not have legitimate sponsors. Okay, they don't have consistent sponsors. Meanwhile, we got people out here throwing away $500, $1,000, $50 even, $1 million towards bullshit. Like it really, it's a humbling thought because it's just like, yo, there's people out there that can't even eat. Okay, there's people out there that can't even sleep on a proper bed. There's people out there that don't have access to public education and they won't have any better way to better their lives. But here we are. Here we are spending money on bullshit, accessing money fraudulently that could have been spent elsewhere for the common good, and literally bitching and complaining about a few dollars, a few $100, depending on who you are. Because I know a couple hundred is a lot for a lot of people, but you guys understand where I'm coming from. Us as Americans, we're extremely privileged. The fact that we even have celebrities like doing this shit and some of us don't even bat an eye, or, you know, you do have those people that call it out and they're like, nah, that's wild, that's egregious. But like for a majority, like you, even like all of us, like everybody watching this right now, I know for a fact, okay, we spend money, everybody, okay, including myself, spend money on bullshit we shouldn't be, or spend money on shit where it's like you really, really don't need it. All right. And that money could have been going for a good cause. Nonetheless, it's interesting to see that these PPP loan scammers are finally getting caught, even though it's been 4 or 5 years later. I would love to see how this shit ends up panning out because I really don't think they're going to catch everyone. I genuinely feel like there's going to be a good amount of people that slip through the cracks. But at the same time, I really do not think the federal government is going to stop investigating. I feel like it's going to be something that continues. Like they're going to be on the manhunt for a long time to find out who took their shit and was not a legitimate business. Because to be quite honest with you, playing with the federal government is like playing with your life. Okay, you're gambling with your life. They do not play when it comes to fraud. They do not play when it comes to legitimate crimes like this. So if you went and you got a PPP loan and you're out here thinking to myself, well, you know, I'm not going to get caught. You probably will, like the idiots that we watched in this video. With that being said, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, but don't click off just yet. This video is sponsored by me. Make sure you guys go down the description box and go get your merchandise. I always got merch up in the shop. My favorite piece of merch is this blanket right here. I made it myself. It's really cute and it's very warm and it holds up in the wash very well. I think Sage is on here somewhere. There you go. There she go. There she go. So yeah, make sure you guys support me by heading to the shop. Shout out to all of you guys who have already supported me. I appreciate it more than anything. With that being said, I'm going to see y'all next time. Bye.